What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. We have an exciting signing to talk to you about this morning. A surprise one, in fact. The Raptors have signed Bo Cruz, and along with that, we get Stanley Sugarman. So, all jokes aside, obviously referencing to his movie, this is quite a surprise signing, and it was announced this morning by Adrian Wojnarowski that free agent Juancho Hernangomez is finalizing a one-year deal with the Toronto Raptors, sources tell ESPN. Now, this was quite surprising because the Raptors already have quite a few power forwards, centers, whatever you want to call them, forwards. Obviously, the Raptors roster is quite full as it is. There's several guys fighting for that last roster spot. What does this signing mean? Could this be an indication that perhaps a trade is coming where several players are being packaged together for one particular player, Kevin Durant? Well, I'll break that down for you guys in today's video. So if you're ready to watch this video, guys, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to hit the subscribe button as well, that'd be very much appreciated. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. And unfortunately, guys, there's no trivia question or shout out for today's video. I'd actually just released a video about 6 hours ago. So let's get right into today's video. Now, does this mean that the Raptors are maybe making a trade? Very unlikely, guys. I know we always joke around. The Raptors have found a hidden gem. We highlight that. We make our videos a little bit clickbait. Yes, we do that. We're all guilty of it. But you guys click on those videos as well. There's a reason why it continues to happen. But all jokes aside, guys, let's talk about the Raptors roster. We have a guaranteed of 12 players on the roster. Shout out to Josh Lewenberg for providing this update. So Siakam, Van Vliet, Trent, Anunoby, Boucher, Young, Barnes, Birch, Porter, Achiuwa, Flynn, and Sweet are as it currently stands. Now, this is going to be tough because the Raptors already have their two-way guys in Harper and Downton, who we just signed a few weeks ago. But it's quite interesting because we have still yet to sign Koloko, who I don't doubt for a second will absolutely get signed. So that leaves the Raptors with five guys that are fighting for the last two roster spot. Obviously, this means that we won't be seeing, unfortunately, guys like Yuta Watanabe. Best of luck to him wherever he decides to go. But it seems like these five players will be fighting for that last roster spot between Delano, Banton, Brooks, Wilson, Champagny, and obviously now Hernangomez. Now, what does this mean for the Toronto Raptors? I think this is just one of those cases with the Toronto Raptors, which we often see. It's become a trend in recent years. Now, the Raptors do have a full roster of 20 maximum guys they can sign, which is at the limit now. But the Raptors do this every offseason. We saw this last season when they signed Sam Dekker, and people were obviously quite upset that we didn't sign Sam Dekker. But this is going to be one of those things that the Raptors do with their gladiator moments where they throw in a Royal Rumble, if you want to call it, and the last man surviving gets that last roster spot. So this doesn't necessarily mean a trade is happening. I don't think this honestly means anything. I don't want to overhype the signing. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's the savior and he's going to be the sixth man for the Toronto Raptors. This is just a low-key signing just to really push guys like Delano Banton, really to push guys like Justin Champagny to make that last roster spot. Now, personally, guys, I would be okay with waiving Sweet. I really mean this. We actually have some really good players on our partially guaranteed deal, which I would like the Raptors to make. So we'll wait and see what happens, but this is going to be exciting because this is really just going to push some of those guys to their maximum limits. See, obviously, who's going to crack those two last roster spots. But for those of you who may not be familiar with Juancho Hernangomez, let's quickly touch upon his game. Now, he's not a great defender. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's a great defender. And obviously, I know what people are thinking. We have a lot of forwards, but that's exactly what the Raptors are planning to do. They want these tall, switchable forwards. He's listed at 6'9", and no, surprisingly, he does not have a wingspan of 7 feet. His wingspan is as tall as he is, so he's got a 6'9" wingspan, but he's going to provide you with some quality minutes. As you've seen over the years, he's a decent bench piece. He's nothing spectacular, but he does shoot the ball really well, which is something the Raptors could definitely use from a forward, and they could always use some three-point shooting as well. Over the several years, you see his three-point shooting has been a little bit inconsistent. He's shooting 42%. Next season, he's shooting 32%. But last season, with the Utah Jazz, in about 17 and a half minutes, he took about 2.8 threes, made about 43.8% of them, which is honestly really impressive for someone his size. And I really like it. I'm just confused as to what's going on with him because, again, his stats are kind of, you would think they're two different players. His free throw percentage went from 75% to 47.6%. But honestly, like I said, guys, I'm not trying to hype up this signing too much. I just want to give you an idea as to who Juancho Hernangomez is and why he's going to be fighting for that last roster spot. It's just adding a guy in there just to be pushing some of these other guys who really just not take that spot for guaranteed and absolutely give it their best. He's averaging about 6.2 points per game with the Utah Jazz. So think of this as an upgraded signing for someone like a Yuta Watanabe, right? Like, obviously, best of luck to Utah. He's a spectacular human being, but unfortunately, we won't be getting him back. But the Raptors have signed similar players like this over the seasons, where we've seen it with Yuta Watanabe. Just these tall, switchable guys that can guard multiple positions. Obviously, he's not the greatest of defenders, but still, he's a tall, lengthy player that can shoot the three-point ball. He can also hit jump shots and attack the basket as well. So I really like this signing. I think it's a low-key, a really nice signing for the Toronto Raptors. And I'm not going to go on a bold take in here and say, but there could be a possible chance that perhaps Leslie Mihailuk gets waived, maybe he does crack the last roster spot. So never say never. We'll see what happens with the Toronto Raptors. But this is just a signing to really have him as the 15th man come off the bench. Nothing major. A pretty nice signing, if you ask me. Personally, I like it, but I do want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this signing? Do you like this signing? Do you think it makes sense for the Raptors to continuously sign these forwards? I know a lot of people are upset that we're not signing a backup point guard due to their lack of faith in guys like Malachi Flynn and Delano Banton, but I honestly think it's going to be one of those seasons where you're going to run more Scotty Barnes at the point guard position. And as we saw last season as well, you're going to see Pascal running the point guard as well when Fred goes to the bench. So I do want to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And that will be it for today's video, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys have yourselves a great day.